somebody who has taken a career break? Or, oh, there we go. Or perhaps you're considering taking one yourself? What would be compelling reasons for you to take a decision like that? Now, a career break, in essence, is hitting the pause button on your professional activities because you have something more important to do. It's not about taking a step back. It's about taking a step forward to something that is meaningful for you. Like, for instance, you want to be the full-time caregiver to your children, or your elderly parents need your full attention. But maybe you have to address health issues, or you want to further your education. But perhaps you want to have a totally different type of experience via volunteering abroad or traveling. Or you just want and need to take a break, to reassess all your work and life decisions before you make a major change. Now, to show you that you are definitely not alone taking these kind of decisions or thinking about them, let me ask you a question. So in Europe, what percentage of the working population do you think is interrupting their career to take care of children? 25%. So basically, 1 in 4 of those who are working are hitting that pause button. That's millions of people in Europe. And what's so interesting is that of all those people taking a career break, 75% actually want to come back to the workplace at a later stage, equipped with new perspectives and new skills. This demographic of people who want to return to their career has a name. They are called returners. Surprise. Now, whatever the reason for your career break, it's clear that this period of time is full of potential for learning and developing new skills. For instance, take Mario Lang, who, after having taken care of her family for 15 years, decided to come back to the workplace. Now imagine the unparalleled organizational skills, the abundance of empathy, and skills like conflict management she needed to develop to create a safe space for her family. All traits that employers are highly appreciative of. Or take Laura, who moved from Mexico to Luxembourg following her partner's career. While she herself had a very successful legal career in Mexico, she decided to push that pause button for love. Now imagine the resilience, the adaptability, and the problem-solving skills she needed to develop, navigating the complexities of moving and relocating to the other side of the world. All traits employers are really interested in. Now, these two stories are good examples of the potential of returners. We will revisit these two stories later. Now, the European workplace is changing very fast. It is highly impacted by longevity and increasing retirement ages. The workforce is mainly consisting today of 3 generations. Now, the first group, still the largest group, is the Generation X. They are around 50 years old. And for most, with yet another 20 years to go, they are basically mid-career. For them, the talk of the day, career change. Now, this group is very closely followed by the Generation Y, or millennials. They are around 30 years old, and they are navigating pivotal life events. Growing a family, building a career, going international. And then we have the emerging Generation Z. They have a completely different view on work and life balance altogether. They are predicted to want to change career at least 15 times during their professional life. I can think that I can say, it is safe to say, that a career break is not an exception. I would say it's the norm. Now, remember when I talked about the 75% of those in a career break who are planning to come back to the workplace? For returners in Europe, the path back is not without challenges. And the challenge is actually twofold. First, from the perspective of the returner. Okay, as a returner, you must face the fact that this break in your professional journey is often seen by others as a loss of time and a gap in your resume. What's more, it's your own responsibility to clearly explain the value of your experiences during your break. And, while you're at it, do a full research of the current expectations in that industry that you want to return to. The perspective of the employer. For you, the challenge sits in conventional hiring strategies. These still favor linear career paths. And this, together with a rather persistent stigma on career gaps, might make that you inadvertently are sidelining profiles with an unconventional career path. Now, for employers in Europe, you're still faced with talent shortages, increased skill gaps, and imperative to enhance your diversity and inclusion. So looking at the potential of returners for your organizational growth would be rather smart. In short, the narrative of the career break needs a paradigm shift from one of penalty to one of potential and growth. Now, I can hear you think, what would that make of a difference? Will it help? That's paradigm shift. To answer that question, we can look across the Atlantic. Here we find some inspiring stories and success stories for European employers and returners to learn from. As early as in 2005, yeah, I know, 20 years ago, Wall Street already was suffering from talent shortages and gender imbalance. Now, you start to see the story evolve, right? What do you think they sought out as a solution? Yes. They decided to tap into the underutilized career break talent pool. The acknowledgement of this secret talent pool as the solution kick-started a transformative movement in the US. And this movement quickly spread across all the different industries, making that today, 1/3 of the Fortune 500 companies actually are offering so-called career re-entry programs. These company-driven programs are all about finding, hiring, and quickly reintegrating returners into the workplace. How do they do this? They offer upskilling, reskilling, and coaching. So these programs not only make sure that open positions are being filled, there's also a bridging of the gender gap happening, plus a huge improvement in innovation and creativity across all the different talent pools. Proof of success? Oh yeah. Already over 100,000 professionals have found their way back to fulfilling careers using these programs. And in the UK, similar programs are now gaining momentum very fast. Now, the success of this approach in both the UK and the US and other countries is the proof to the potential to the rest of Europe. Returners like Marjolein and Laura are not only going to fill open positions, they bring innovation, adaptability, and enormous motivation. Let's revisit the story of Marjolein and Laura. So Marjolein, after 15 years of a career break, was not quite sure how to reposition herself coming back to the workplace. She had studied journalism and had worked for newspapers before her career break. She decided to refresh her language skills and initiated teaching online language courses. This soon and quickly helped her to regain her confidence and recognizing her skills that she could bring to the marketplace. She started, of course, to apply to all kinds of jobs. And good news, she secured a job at one of the European institutions, and they are now supporting her to even further develop her skills. Laura decided to reposition herself as a compliance specialist. And through further education, certificates, courses, she actually enhanced her appeal to local employers even more. She also started to go out and do a lot of networking and talking to anybody and everybody who wanted to listen that she was coming to the workplace and what she was looking for. With her rigorous daily applying for jobs, this resulted in landing a job with one of the financial institutions. The good news is, I can already tell, she's up for promotion. So these two success stories in Luxembourg showcase clearly the contribution returners can bring to local economies. As we stand at this crossroad, I think one thing is rather clear. The reintegration of returners into the workplace is not just an economic necessity. It is also about a commitment to include all talents within our societies. Now, for those returners out there, I have 3 advices. 1, own your career break story. It tells of lessons learned, resilience, and skills developed. 2, use the power of networking. Go out there and tell everybody you're coming back to the workplace and what you're looking for. You never know. The next person you talk to might be your ticket to your new job. And 3, and this is the real curveball, keep learning. Do a full skills assessment. Which skills do you have? Which skills do you need to refresh? Which skills are you missing? Jump into courses and workshops. And above all, do not hesitate to ask for help. For the employers out here and out there, I have 2 requests. 1, reassess your hiring strategies and processes. You might inadvertently be filtering out candidates with an unconventional career path. And 2, implement inclusive re-entry programs. They're not just good for reintegrating returners, they are also excellent to support your diversity and inclusion strategy and, what's more, retention of talent. For all of you out here and out there, I have one last message. Let's redefine the narrative of a career break to one of potential and growth. Thank you.